How's everyone doing? Hi there, I'm Kim. If I haven't met you before, welcome. This is a tapping circle call for self-sabotage. We'll get started. We can get started on some wins before we actually do the technique. So if anyone would like to share some wins, big or small, and then after you share a win, you can ask a question. It could be about self-sabotage or anything else you got going on right now. Raise your virtual hand, or you can, if you're off, if you have your camera on, you can just wave on you. Deborah, yes.
Yeah, Kim. So I've been having some really good wins and just feeling more grounded in my body, more present, doing the boundary tapping.
Excellent.
So I'm just really grateful. I had bought her program many years ago, and I wasn't gonna do it this time. And she talked about the boundary tapping, and I said, that sounds like that might be something I need, and it was. So I'm grateful.
Brilliant. Well, this is a perfect call for you to be on also. This is self-sabotage is all about boundaries and anger work. So yeah, you're on the right call. Welcome.
Thank you.
And for those who have just been jumping on, my name is Kim. We're going to be doing a technique for self-sabotage tonight, this evening. But before we do, I'd love to hear some more wins. Can be just big or small, just something that you'd like to share. And then if you have any questions, feel free to ask some now. We will have some time at the end also for some questions. You can go ahead and raise your virtual hand or just wave. Is anybody here for the first time? Anyone going to be brave? Well, everyone's very supportive here. Nobody wants to talk. No. Okay, let's get started then. There'll be some times for to share some wins and to ask questions as we go along. So self-sabotage, the antidote for self-sabotage is boundary work and anger work. So we're going to be doing a combination of both of these today. If you are new to this work, anger work can be quite advanced technique, but it's really it's really beneficial. It's very healing. You can get a lot of healing done in one really good anger session. Okay, and so I'll be guiding you through the whole thing. If you have a cushion there or a pillow, we'll be doing some punching of that pillow. I just wanted to speak about a lot of times when we're growing up, society tells us it's not safe for us to be angry, or we might have seen somebody be angry as a kid and we think, well, I'm not going to be like them. No way. So we start suppressing the anger. And every time also when somebody oversteps our boundaries, even if it's a boundary that we've not said verbally, but if you think, gosh, that person shouldn't have done that, we get this inner anger. Okay, and we're not able to express it in a healthy way. So that's when we start to eat more. We eat more to soothe ourselves and to push down the anger because we might be like a little bit afraid of it. So before we start with the technique, I just want everyone to start tapping on the karate chop point and take a deep breath here. This is just some pre-tapping for anger. So even though anger doesn't feel safe to me, I truly love, forgive, and accept myself anyway. Even though it's never been safe for me to express anger, I truly love, forgive, and accept myself anyway. Even though there's never been room for my anger, I'm open to the possibility that there is healing and magic in this work. And I'm willing to try something new for my greater good. Good. That's just a little bit of pre-tapping. In this work, there'll be times, probably like today, when you'll just do something that you never thought you would do. Like it might be weird, it might be, if anyone has done the clean plate exercise, that there's just no way that I'm going to throw this food away. Are you kidding me? And then you end up doing it and you're like, wow, here I am, still alive to tell the tale. So we're going to be doing a little bit of that work today with the anger work. And there's different levels of the anger work that you can go. And depending on your mobility, don't hurt yourself. So that if you think of it, if you you can just like get up and like, or sit down on the chair and just do like a little bit of shaking to start. We're going to get to the point, don't worry, where you'll feel anger, and then you're going to be releasing it. The other thing to do is like stomp your feet. I'll be guiding you through the whole thing. Stomp your feet. You can punch the air, kick the air, and then you can, it's really good to keep breathing and keep making sounds as you go. Okay. So, I mean, this is a group call, but when you have the chance and if you feel anger coming up, the other thing is when you're doing this kind of work, going through Brittany's program, you start to feel more. Okay. So if you think about it, for decades, you've been stuffing things down with food. Okay. Anything. Well, for me, it was like even a happy emotion was just too much for me to bear. So I had to, eat to suppress. Okay. So now you're like, whoa, what is this new feeling coming up? So you might feel even more anger coming up. And the other words for anger is like irritation, impatience, frustration, agitation, stress, and overwhelm. Okay. So if you feel any of those coming up, it's really a great idea to have one of these anger sessions by yourself, and you really meet yourself in those moments. When you're doing this anger work, your pets should be afraid of you. It can get quite primal, the noises you're making, but it's really very, very beneficial. And if you are in a house and your family's close by, shut the door and just like scream into a pillow. You can do like a silent scream, like that, or in the car driving to a place, not whilst you're driving, but go park somewhere that's a safe place and just have a good old session. You'll feel like you cannot feel the same after a good anger session. And the other thing to note is just keep going, because there's part of us, we're going to be resistant to it, okay? Because it's something new, it's weird. You think, oh, okay, I'm doing it at home. As well, like it's time for me to get back to my little chores that I was doing. But try and like once you find hit that resistance, and there's part of you that just wants to go to the next task you're doing, see if you can stay a little bit longer, and see if a lot of times when we start to do a little anger work, we can get that like increase in our energy. We feel like, wow, I feel quite alive now. If you think of you just like moving quite slowly, and then you start to like, generate some energy and you're screaming and releasing, you can feel quite good. Keep going until you feel tired, okay? Till you kind of flopped back down on the couch or the bed and you're like, whoa, I've done it, okay? Good. Anyone have any questions about any of what I've spoken about so far? Okay. We're probably going to be doing, I'll start with like 2 minutes and we'll take a breather, do another little 2 minutes. I'd like to do, there's two options. You can do something your pet peeve, or if you have a problem with somebody at the moment, a relationship, do that one, okay? So if there's somebody in your life that just gives you the ick, that maybe had overstepped your boundaries, this could be present or this could be from 50 years ago, okay? If we're still holding resentment and bitterness toward them, Like, let's nip that in the bud today. Okay. So you've got to, so the purpose of this is to get you triggered. Okay. So if we get triggered in the moment, then we can release some of that anger that's been, because I mean, like if you're carrying around anger and resentment and like bitterness, that can really hold some tension in the body. Okay. So you might not feel, you might, like after this call, you might feel like a little tired, but you're going to feel a lot better tomorrow. So I want you to feel into your trigger, okay? So this could be the person. You could be visualizing, close down your eyes. You could be visualizing what that person did to you and feel into that trigger, okay? Really feel it. The purpose here is to feel triggered. Or if you're going to be doing a pet peeve, I want you to think of that thing. Oh, these people littering, right? Feel that irritation. Feel it and follow it back in time. So close down your eyes, whoever that is. So close down your eyes, follow that feeling back in time. Keep following it way back, back, back. We haven't started tapping. So close down your eyes if you're able to. And then, yeah, close down. Follow it back in time. Go back, back, back. Back to when you very first felt like this or wherever it wants to show you today. You probably think you're making it up. Just go with the first thing that pops up. So it's probably not anything to do with that person. It could be, you know, if it's a male, it could actually be your dad, or if it's a female that's annoy you, it could be your mum. It might not be the present day mum. It could be mum of 20 years ago. Okay, so Alison, we're imagining, you've got two options. You're imagining your pet peeve, something that irritates you, or a person that irritates you. So you're feeling into that feeling, you're going straight back. Once you've found the age, even if you feel like you're making it up, start tapping through the points. Take a deep, slow breath here. If you haven't found an age, I want you to make it up. Make it up. Anything below 10. And start walking over to your little one. Tapping through the points. Keep your eyes closed. See your little one in front of you. If anyone's around her, just freeze them. If she doesn't instantly recognize you, you let her know that you're her from the future and you're here to support her. If it feels safe to do so, go ahead and step into the body of that younger one, and you're going to feel everything that she was feeling. If it didn't feel safe to step inside her body, I want you just to hold her hand there and just stand by her. So at that young age, she didn't have the tools to process what was going on, but you, the adult, you do now, okay? So just tap, feel, and breathe. Even if you're standing next to her, holding her hand, you can feel everything that she was feeling. And then if after a couple of rounds, then you feel like it's safe to step inside her body, go ahead and do that. Anything, Alison, it could be mild annoyance, anything. Yeah, I'll let you intuitively figure that out for today. So you're feeling what she went through. Okay, feeling, tapping, and breathing. And now this is the part where you can speak aloud anything that that you would like to speak. Like, gosh, this is so unfair. And now bring in the person. Maybe it was somebody that did you wrong. Okay, if it was like a bully or a parent, bring them in. Or if you were like left alone and nobody was there to support you, you could bring in the person that you would have liked support from. And you tell them everything that you deserve and that you don't deserve. For example, I do not deserve to be treated like this. I deserve respect. I deserve to be taken care of. I deserve to feel safe. All right, so you're probably starting to feel anger coming up. So I want you to, I'm gonna set my timer 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, and I want you to start to release that anger. I'm gonna get my cushion, but you can stand up for this and shake, punch the air, stomp your feet. If you're not able to stand up, you can sit down and do the same thing. Shake it out, stomp your feet. Have a pillow there, just punch that pillow. You can hit the pillow on a chair. It's not fair. And keep breathing throughout. Don't hold your breath. Stomp your feet. You could just stand here and stomp your feet or shake, bounce, shake it out. Make noise, get weird. Don't worry about how you sound. Everyone's on mute. If it's somebody that really overstepped your boundaries, you can just say, no, no, no. And really bring your voice low and loud. Like instead of no, no, no. No means no. How dare you? Coming up to halfway here. Stomp your feet. Halfway. Good job, everyone. Down. Let it out. Yell it out into the pillow if you're able to. Kick if you're able to. 40 seconds left. Keep going. Release it. If tears come, just let those tears come. Give it a little bit more energy. I can see some people that are like a 5% here. All right, 10 seconds. Give it everything. Keep going. Okay. Sit back down. We're just going to do, to finish up, 3 sound release. So you're fully back into, don't leave that little one's body. You're fully in the body of that young one. If you have a pillow there, grab the pillow. If not, just cup your hands. We'll do 3 sound releases together. You can also do a silent scream, okay? Like, we're going to do 3 together. Ready? Two more. Last one. All right. Take a sip of water if you have it there. Okay, now start tapping through the points. Take a deep breath. You're fully in the body of that younger one. And you have a couple more moments here to say whatever else you want to say to that person. That person cannot respond to you. They're frozen. I hate what you did to me. None of it was fair. I don't deserve it. Screw you if you want to swear at them. If you want to also imagine that you are kicking them, punching them, you can do that also. Good. Now, this next part's optional to send this person to the healing center. So if they did you wrong, chances are something went wrong for them in their childhood or in their life for them to think that it's okay to treat you that way. So if you're able, send them up to the healing center. You can even imagine that they're being taken to like some rehab against their will, thrown in the back of a police van, taken away, and they see somebody that they would have respected and admired, and they're getting a stern talking to from this person. Group therapy, and somewhere along the way they realize what they've done. They realize how they've acted toward you. The impact that it's had on your life, and have them come back down to you and have them fully apologize to you without going into story, without blaming anybody else. Just have them take full responsibility for what they've done. Fully take in their apology. And when you're ready, go ahead and respond to them in any way that you'd like. Good job. Now see that person go off, and I want you to step out of the body of that younger one. Go back into the age that you are today, the adult, and give your younger self a big hug. Tell her that you're really proud of her. Tell her it's safe for her to stand up for herself, to say no. It's safe for her to express all of her feelings. Tell her that you will never leave her, that you love her. You will always be there for her. Anything else that you'd like her to know. Good. Give that little one another big, big hug. And now see and feel a beautiful healing light coming in from above. This beautiful healing light releases, melts away any residual anger, bitterness, unforgiveness in your whole body and your little ones. And now I want both of you to fill up with this beautiful healing light. Imagine that you and her are filling up, filling up, filling up. Your toes, your feet and ankles. Take a deep breath as you're filling up your calves and knees with this beautiful healing light, recharging every cell in your body and hers. Filling up your thighs and pelvis, your belly and hers. Your lower, mid and upper back, your whole spine. Your heart and her heart. Your neck and throat. Shoulders, arms and hands. Your whole head and hers. And this healing light is also protection for both you and her. This next part is an optional part to forgive that person, to just fully let any of these feelings just release, okay? If that feels good to you, you can say, I choose to forgive this person. You can look at them also. They could also be frozen again or the other side of the room. I choose to fully let this go. I choose to forgive you for, and say the thing. If you're not ready, that's okay. Just don't do it. I'm choosing to let go of this resentment, anger, and bitterness toward you. I no longer hold judgment over you. I choose to no longer think about this thing. It's gone, done. Good. Good job. Give your little one another big, big hug and ask her if she wants to come with you and live inside of your heart. If she says no, just say your goodbyes there. But if she wants to come with you, shrink her down teeny tiny. She's still filled up with that beautiful healing light. Place her into the center of your chest. And as you do, your light grows and glows even brighter. And then you're going to see and feel her grow from that young age through the different bodies and through the different ages, released from this thing that was holding her back. It's done. She knows that she's protected. She's safe. It's safe for her to stand up for herself and say no. She can express herself. She's never alone. Continue seeing and feeling her grow, 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 all the way until she gets to the age that you are today. Take a deep, slow breath here. Slowly come back. Good job. Take some water if you have some there. That's intense. I'd love to hear from a few of you. If that was your first time expressing anger in a safe and healthy way, I'd love to hear from you. If you have a testimony about anger work and how it's helped you. I'd love to hear from you also. So you can wave your hand or raise your virtual hand. Yes, Krista, hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
So it's funny because I wasn't planning on coming to this call tonight. I actually thought it was a different one. Um, but I'm really glad that I was here because I feel like something I've been working on throughout the program. Like I just feel like I finally was able to, for the first time, even though it was really challenging, like get to like the central place. I don't know if that makes sense, but like being honest enough about what it is that happened or what it like that memory happened. Like, I don't know if it was a true memory or not, and I don't care because it touched on like that deep, there was like a deep pain or like a deep paralysis almost that I was like allowing myself to press into for the first time. And I didn't realize how much I needed that. So I'm really glad I was on this call. So
Great, glad you're here also.
yeah.
Excellent. It's a super safe space to share. Oh, Linda, yes, please.
I have always found anger work very uncomfortable and I've avoided it. But I did some anger work with my coach this last week and I really got into expressing it. It's become easier to do it. And after several rounds, she asked me if I had any anger left. And I said, no, I don't think so. And she said, well, how do you know? And all of a sudden I said, because I'm willing to send them to the healing center. That's the first time I have ever been willing to do that. Always before I wanted them to rot in hell. I didn't care if they got healed or not. But this time I just wanted to send them there and leave them there. You know, I was done with it. And I really was interested in their getting their healing so they could feel free like I was starting to feel. And that was really amazing for me. So this was a good reinforcement of that because, again, I wanted them to heal because I felt better. Always before I didn't want them to heal because I didn't feel healed. And now I do. I know I am healing, and so I'm willing to let them be healed too.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Good job, Linda. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful, Lynn. Very freeing work. How's everybody feeling? Would you like to do some more anger work? Would you like to do something a little bit more gentle? Let me know. Go off mute. I'd love to hear from
Can I?
you.
Sorry. Okay. I don't know about you ladies, but I'm actually feeling kind of tired and I would love something a little more gentle.
Yeah. Okay, good. Does everybody have a pen and paper there? I'll give you a minute to grab something. It's I mean, you can do this typing, but it's a lot more healing when you have pen and paper. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a puke on the page. The other way, if you're still feeling some anger, you could call this a rage on the page also. So we're just going to do some free writing for 3 minutes. This can be on the topic that we just did, or it can be something else, something that's on your mind. And before you start writing, I'd like you to rate the feeling, whatever's coming up for you that's related, you know, the stress of my relationship with that person, for example, and you could rate the stress. Anxiety about a situation at work, and you rate the anxiety 0 to 10. Okay, so in a minute. I'm going to start my timer for 3 minutes. Okay. For the first one's just going to be 3 minutes, and you're just puking, you're just free writing on the page, anything that's kind of going on in your mind. Okay. So this is essentially your tapping script, because whatever's going on in your mind, you might have the same recurring thoughts. I just want you to get them out. Okay. So try not to think about it. Doesn't need to sound nice at all. It might, you could start out with bullet points. You just dot points, just get anything out that needs to come out, and don't reread it as you're writing it. Just get everything out onto the page. Okay. We're going to do 3 minutes. Last 10 seconds here. So just finish up what you've written, what you're writing there. Good. And now you're going to read that out aloud. Everybody's on mute, so don't worry. Nobody else is going to hear it. So just tap through the points and read this out. So this is like your tapping script, okay? So read it out, tapping normal speed through the first round. Then once you get to the second round, just slow down your tapping, okay? Just tap normal speed, read it aloud. Once you finish reading it out for the first time, the second time, read it aloud, but tap really slowly. And once you've read it aloud twice, you can just stop tapping, take a deep breath. Good job, everybody. Once you've read it out twice, re-rate the intensity of whatever the emotion was that you started with. If anyone wants to go off mute and share that experience, how that was for them. If you'd rather not speak, you could just say what your emotion was and is now, the rating. Anyone want to type into the chat what their intensity was and is now? Or go off mute. Anger and hurt, 8 to a 4. Great work. Linda. That's wonderful. I know that's halved that thing, the anger and the hurt, scared, into 10 anger. Natasha, that's common. It can go up. Okay. So that was stress to sadness. That was only 3 minutes of writing, and the tapping was probably 2 minutes, right? So quick, you know, and sometimes we can harvest and just carry something around and stew on it for days. And so this is a really good exercise to practice. Natasha, if you feel like that anger, you can just start doing. I'd release that some of that effort at a 10 for sure. Spend a couple of minutes, okay? Stomping it out, shouting it out, getting that down, okay? Hurt to a sad. That's really good, Anitra. On the scale, like I mean, on the scale of like emotions and fear, like the sadness is a lower. Like that's it's a better to get there. Usually that's, you know, sometimes that's underneath. If any, so we're going to do another 3 minutes. Okay. So usually what we're writing on, if you found that, so now, you know, if it was hurt, I'd write, and now it's a sadness, write about the sadness. I'm sad because, okay. And if there was anything, there was kind of an aha moment throughout that, that first round, just write specifically on that one. Okay. If you can't think of what to write, just keep writing on that same topic. All right. 3 more minutes. And Natasha, go ahead and keep releasing that anger. If anyone else is feeling angry, just use this round to stomp it out, scream, do some more anger work, okay? Last 10 seconds here. So when you finish up what you've written there, go ahead and start tapping again. We're going to do the same thing, 2 rounds of read it out twice. First round is normal tempo. Second round, just slow it right down and speak out loud. Right. Once you've gone through twice, you can stop tapping and take a deep breath and then re-rate what your intensity was, what the emotion was that you felt. I'd love to hear if anyone wants to go off mute and share their experience of this. Be brave. 8 sad, 7 sad. Mhm. Was there any aha moments for you in there, Krista?
Yeah, some key lines that stuck out for me were some of the things that I wrote. Like when I tapped on it, I felt more emotional was I don't deserve good things. And this one was I was irresponsible. Why am I irresponsible? And I feel like I'm never gonna change and I'm never gonna make a difference. Those were like the big ones that I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, we're out of time to do like the next more of this. But if there's anything there, like those 3 things, there's 3 lies that I just heard right then. I don't
Mhm.
deserve this, you know, nothing to know. So I would circle those things.
Yeah.
And you've got a couple options to do. You can do the inner critic technique for that. If you're in the think and thin, you can do that. The other thing is that you can feel into those things and follow those things back in time with the echo, and you use the echo tapping.
Yeah.
That. And these are just, and you can break those lies. And, you know, I would also say once you're in, you could just look at that and just say, I choose to come out of the agreement with the lie. The lie that I don't deserve this or I don't deserve it. Okay, that's I choose to come out of the agreement with the lie, you know, and you can follow that lie back in time and find where you created that lie. A lot of times we're creating these lies, right, when we're like 5, you know, from the brain's not developed. We think, oops, it's not safe for me to ask for that thing, or it's not safe for me to do this. So I need to create this lie to protect myself. Okay. So that would be a next great step, is just to break those lies and work with those. Okay. So, you know, anytime you're feeling that, yeah, like I would follow that back in time and find that younger age that, and we could do that on another hot seat call, or something together, the inner critic one. Yeah. There's also, I mean, if you go back in the tapping circle library and just look for inner critic, that's in the sabotage one, and use those. Okay, so these are lies that we tell ourselves. Let's wrap up with I'm just going to do 2 minutes of Krista.
Oh, I didn't have anything else. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Good. Yeah. Oh, Christina.
It's close.
Yeah.
I was wondering, so when I was like looking at it, and of course I saw my family yesterday, and so I was talking to one of my sisters. She's much younger than me, and I had because she didn't have like a relationship with my grandparents, because my grandparents were very abusive, and I eventually told on them, so that she never experienced that, because she's like 13 years younger than me. So, like when I was, of course, being parentified and taking care of her when she was little, because my mom had triplets when I was little, when I was 12, 13. And so I was helping a lot with the kids, and she was saying, well, you were so much stricter with me than you are with your child. And I'm like, yeah, because when I was younger, didn't know anything else. Like, and so I thought I was like and then I was writing on the page that I felt I was being fair to her, because I felt like the stuff that happened to me was so unfair. So I was just strict in a way, and my mom was so much more gentler with her, and I kind of copied my mom with and she thinks, and I was just like, it was such a eye-opening thing for me to have that conversation with her, because I was like, I felt like I was very gentle. I was strict, but I wasn't as, it was because my grandmother was so abusive, but I don't feel that and she goes, you were so lenient with your kid. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like went the opposite extreme with my kid, because of how much damage I saw happen to me. And so, I was kind of like thinking about that. I'm like, yeah. And I said to her, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I wasn't very kind to you. I was very, and then I was and I was writing through the page, and it was talking about like being kind and modeling that. And I thought about, well, why am I only kind? Like, where'd that come from? And it was kind of like, they hit the hammer. My mom's still like that, very authoritarian, like hit the hammer until you comply, and then when you're good, then you get the kindness, instead of the kindness being there all the time. And so I was looking at that going, and I'm like, is that a lie, or what is that? Like when you're like tapping that out, like because I'm thinking about like, I would like to like tapping that in the sense of refusing to treat myself that way, and maybe start like, because I know that that's how I am to myself. I'm very like critical of myself in that sense, or maybe it's just I'm not very kind to myself in that sense. And is that like part of the law? I'm not sure where should I go with that?
Yeah, I mean, you can like go back in, like follow that feeling back in time and go back to that situation and reconcile, you know, with your sister, reconcile with your mom, and speak some boundaries over that with your mom, you know, like I deserve to feel safe, you know, or I deserve to be a kid and to be able to play. I don't deserve to have to look after my siblings. So there's like little boundaries there. And if you feel anger there, like for sure, release that, you know, just with the exercises like we did today. Yeah.
Okay.
And if there's any lies that you're believing about that, you could do the same thing. Circle them like, oh, unless I take care of other people, I'm not worthy. Something like that, you know, something might pop up, you know, any lies.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Great work though. Great realizations. Good. Anyone like to share lastly? One last share. Okay. Final 1 minute. Okay. I want you to write down on your page, I celebrate myself for. I'm gonna start my timer, just 1 minute. And you're just gonna list. You don't have to keep writing I celebrate myself for. You're just gonna list all the things, okay? Big and small. That's a minute, okay? And I want you to speak aloud, I celebrate myself for, and say the thing, and then say I celebrate myself for, say the thing out loud whilst tapping. Good job, everybody. Well done for today. If you'd like to, you're welcome. If you'd like to share some more wins, you can do so in the Facebook group, but also love to hear from you in there. And I'll see you on the next call.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much,
Thank
Kim.
you, Kim. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.